Hello there.
How you been?
I'm well. What you been up to?
Working too much.
Yeah, same.
Any assholes out today?
No, I don't know. I just got here. It is Solstice though, so I was going to do a little light preaching.
Nice.
But let me know if you see any assholes around. I'll definitely want to meet them.
Okay.
Yeah. Stay warm. Hello there, Pastafarians. It's me, Schizophrenic. Here I am at the mall. I'm glad you joined me. I'm going to walk a bit to answer that question, actually, that our friend there asked us. Are there any assholes out today? Because while I do confess I've been thinking about what I would say and hoping that there shall be no assholes here to talk to, so that I get to just sermonize about the significance of the day and the time of year and, you know, the signs in the heavens. I don't want to miss if someone's down here to talk to. I don't want my expectation of the day to override that which I could have living in the real world and letting reality happen to me. Looks like there's going to be a concert over here. Maybe we can stick around for that. Up here in the sky, I don't know if you can see it, but there is Luna. She looks to be practically 90 degrees from Sol, who is setting over in this way here. The sun is setting earlier today than it ever sets. So sorry that it took so long for me to get down here, but it is the shortest day, so I think I can be excused for almost missing it, eh? It's the smallest one. In fact, I stayed up last night until the sun rose in celebration of what we should talk about, I hope, which is today is Solstice. So I suppose I could sermonize to these people about the solstice, these dead Vernizens here who don't get much true preaching, but they do get a lot of good music. So, well, this guy was playing during our conversation right here with the GMS. Made that conversation infinitely more bearable to have some live music in the background. In my opinion, I might be wrong about that. It's not as cold a day as it has been. It's very kind of Flying Spaghetti Monster to make this holiday so bearable. In my religion, or the way that I do my religion, the solstice marks a midnight of sorts, and it's proper to think of the next day as a different season. So this is midwinter that we have the deepest, darkest day. And some people, it's for the first day of winter, but for me it's the mid. It's shifted sort of an eighth of the way around, so that it reflects the end of a day, a year, the beginning of the next. And so the year is 12,021, which is a palindromic, eh? So it's quite auspicious, and in fact the auspices don't end. Last night was a great conjunction, the likes of which we've not seen in hundreds of years, and here we have a year that we won't see and haven't seen, according to my numbering system, in 100 years. 12/1/21 will be the next time. And I don't know when the last time was. I suppose it was 11/9/11. But as I say, I haven't really looked into that. But it's sort of a different age now, a different time, a different way of thinking, perhaps a different nation. But I do hope that we're a nation of communication, eh? Here we are down here at the mall. For we still have faith in the First Amendment, that conversation will see us through disagreements, even very passionate ones, to a point where we can be good neighbors, good and kind, in fact. So thank you for joining me during the solstice. I think what I'm going to do is preach to these people and make a video about it, and then sort of put this shit on a tripod so that it looks better for the camera. Because, you know, live is one thing, and you know, not to talk too much about behind the scenes stuff that everybody finds so fucking boring. But I thought that YouTube said that if I showed that I was willing to post a video at least once a week, that they would start showing my videos to people so that I'd have an audience. So I've been doing that for a while, and sort of it didn't work. So I think I'm going to talking about end of an age. I'm going to start believing sort of the people who are telling me how to give the algorithm what it wants, for two reasons. Three reasons. One, they could be lying to me so that I'm behind them in the line for the algorithm. And two, they could be behind because the algorithm is new. And three, definitely they're behind. The algorithm, it never goes out. I mean, not never, but is intended to not. We are all losing this game to Google, the maker of the algorithm. The point is, they want it secret, but they definitely will sell the secret to the highest bidder. So all of us out here in the public that aren't paying for the secret are playing a loser's game. So I guess I'm going to stop being a loser, eh? When it comes to trying to get YouTube to show my videos. I'm not going to do the live streams like they told me everybody wanted, because everyone was like, no, I'll just watch it when I watch it, it's cool. Live stream sort of is too culty, I think that's what everyone's saying in the comments. We do get a lot of comments on the channel. Oh, sorry I'm so distracted. I'm just, of course, marching down the mall here to see if I've missed anybody before I really get into sermonizing and preaching about these people, about this sunset, this most southerly point that the sun will reach. And not to make this about flat earth and religion or anything, but isn't this evidence that we live on a globe? Isn't this more evidence? If we took precise measurements, wouldn't we be able to determine if it's globular based on its southernmost setting? So anyway, here it is, it's happening. You can see bare sunlight is still on these buildings, but it's about to set at 4:35 or some shit, and we will have had the shortest day of the year. There's nothing we can do to avoid it, we'll all sort of... It's hard to notice the clock when it's chiming 12, you know? I mean, it's hard not to notice it. It's... And so the idea of people talking about traditions and celebrations of this time, and then saying to you, I like it. I like the idea of, like, what do you do on midnight of New Year's? And it's like, well, for a while I've been doing this and I really like it. But then, what if someone were to say, well, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to hold your breath and cross your fingers, and if you don't do that, you're going to hell. Well, that's just crazy. Like, we're all celebrating it together and listening to how other points of view see the meaning in the moment of the chiming of midnight. Should be bringing us together instead of dividing us by pretending that there's a right and a wrong way to commemorate the passing of another year, another cycle around the sun, another winter survived, or hopefully half survived at least, and the promise of a new summer, eh? Pardon me, I am getting slightly emotional here. The bare light has disappeared from the building, so I think it's fair to say that the sun has now set, and this was we have had our shortest day of the year. And I do rejoice that here I am in my Times Square, as it were. My star line of trees. Oh, I do apologize, Pastafarians, for being so emotional at the moment, uncontrolled, I suppose. Pardon me. But I do rejoice here in my temple here in Denver, in my Times Square. And I invite you next year to be here with me and to celebrate the solstice in this tree-lined avenue. I will attempt to pull my shit together here and talk to these people, sermonize about this. But I suppose I've got to let all of the emotions wash over me. Happy Solstice, Mitch, says the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster of Latter-day Pirates. Today's the first day of Saturnalia, the great 5-day feast full of drinking and orgies in the streets. Yes, if only. I will propose that. See if anyone's up for it. Orgies in the streets. Might be possible. Might be a thing. I see a lot of no-maskers. Maybe they'll be into it. That's a way to fucking stick it to the man, eh? Orgies in the streets. I think we'll be surprised at who'd be into it, eh? Do pardon me as I blow my nose. It is very difficult to be a man of flesh and blood. It is so snotty. It is such a snotty existence. Do pardon me. But no, I feel great here on the street. It's wonderful to be here, here in my home chapel, as it were. You need an orgy dome for that. That's right. We can build one here. We can if you have an orgy dome, please do bring it down to the 16th Street Mall in Curtis. What the fuck street is this? Glenarm? It still is blocked off, you see. There's no longer people having their meals out here, but this is still blocked off, so great place for an orgy dome. Also, we've got a float here with some sort of parade coming up. So here we are down at the 16th Street Mall. It's time to preach about the solstice, I suppose. I didn't really bring my camera thing. I wouldn't want to set my camera anywhere. Oh, well, I'm stymied. We were talking about Saturnalia, and I have been reading up on it a little bit, both to talk to Joseph Montano and Steve about it, and just to sort of acquaint myself with the way that some of our fellow apes were celebrating the reality that here we are, all stuck on the same stupid rock, spinning all scatterwampus out in space. And the idea of gift giving, I think, that Christmas has internalized or syncretized, I think originates in a Saturnalia sort of idea. And of course, the Romans stole everything that they got from the Greeks, hardly even improving it at all, as it were, except for maybe the aqueducts and the roads, I guess. And so the idea that we all get to celebrate the passage of time, the idea, and there is no celebration that we have that's more about time, right, than the ticking of the clock from one year to another. We're listening to the chiming at midnight, and there's nothing else to say but that was a whole nother year, right? So this one's gonna be good, I think. It's gonna be a great year. I think it's about fucking time to get a lot of this shit done that we've been working on. I've got sort of a momentum, not with YouTube, but with this sort of budgeting, or with all the real life working that I'm doing, and trying to get, that shit together. And so it's coming together, eh? So, I'm about to throw away some of my hobby money on this here hobby. And we'll see what the new year holds. I've got lots of ideas on the back burner. Thinking about doing this song with Deem about sort of what believers and non-believers can agree on about death. But I don't want to give anything away that's in the very, very early planning phases. Pardon me, I am reading all the orgy plans in chat here. I think we've got some really good ideas here. And again, orgies was a very Roman idea. The idea of sexuality in the Greek and Roman world is much different than we had today. Socrates and somebody else were debating whether or not Achilles was fucking his cousin or whatever, as if it was possible. And of course it was possible. And so Achilles is quite clearly a bisexual in many Greek eyes, which is pretty cool. So do go check out Troy. Check out fucking bisexual Brad Pitt there. because, yeah, you know, he's a pretty good representation of the group as a whole, if we are a group as a whole. Well, no, he's not even bisexual, he's just gay. But that is the point, is one of his trophies that he was so upset about was one of the ladies, like, pardon me. His relationship with a man and his relationship with a woman are both integral to the story. He was so angry when his cousin was killed in his place, and then he was also upset at Agamemnon about how Agamemnon had stolen the woman that Achilles wanted. And there's like a point to make that when Agamemnon returns, or is it just Memnon? It's Agamemnon, right? When Agamemnon returns her, he actually said, and I didn't fuck her, so, you know, she's all yours. Like, they still had an investment in pointing out that her sexual purity was intact, and that was in fact what Achilles wanted. So he wanted, you know, he wanted to sex his cousin and that chick, which is, you know, which is cool. That would have been a great scene in the film. You know, I'd like to know if they filmed it. You know, I'll check out the director's cut. Check out Brad Pitt in a bisexual scene. I had a tree in my house this year and it was quite lovely. It all worked out that today I have off, and last night many of my crewmates were awake at the moment that we passed the solstice, which was early in the AM for me, about 3 o'clock. And we opened up our stockings, and then the next day, around 2 in the afternoon, we opened up all the presents below the tree, and even Bones, our dog, was into it, opening up his present. And I must say, it was delightful to able to capture those moments without the input of any Jesus or oppressor or king or lord. That we 3 crew were able to achieve feelings of tradition that they say you need millennia of repetition to achieve. We indeed did not. We found something true and pure and present and modern, eh? It was quite enjoyable to let reality happen instead of constrain reality to my expectation. It is more delightful to live in a real world than a construction of my own, I think. It's hard to tell the difference. All my chat does not stay visible. Spoiler. So the video game Hades is quite good. Oh, nice. I'm gonna check that out. Well, that is cool. Ladies and gentlemen, do not be alarmed. Do not be frightened. My name is Christopher Image. I'm a real preacher from the cult of Flying Spaghetti Monday. I do apologize for interrupting your Monday, but today is no ordinary day. Today is the solstice. The sun has just set on the shortest day of the year. And I know it doesn't make much difference in an everyday life, but it does prove many things. One of the things it proves that you and I live on a globe. I can show you the math if you like. I can show you how it proves that. It's very technical and boring and dull, and we're going to have to all come to terms with a lot of very strange ideas. But indeed it does. The moment and location of its setting prove that we're on a generally spherical globe. And that was today. It's a special day in my religion. It's the day that we have gone from one year to the next. It is midwinter. And these midwinters have been happening to us for thousands of years. Every year, humans have noticed it. We are but few in a long line of people remarking on the day. But it's something that we share with all humans up to this point. That we have been trapped on this globe that we must share. It is part of what it means to be an earthbound creature, is to get this deep into the night. But we have turned the corner again, and we are coming back around, and the days are becoming longer. And the more we talk about it, the more we can understand it, and the more we can control the things around it that will benefit our lives. And these parts of the world are still steeped in religion and mythology. So much so that there are still wars fought over whether we live on a globe or a flat earth. There are still people put to death for what they believe. On this planet, the most modern of planets, we are as deep into the future as we have ever fallen. And yet we still carry with us such barbarity and myth addiction. In my way of reckoning the year, it is 12,021. This is very auspicious, for it is reflective. And religion is very reflective. Your religion is a reflection of you. It says more about what you are thinking in your head than about the reality we share. We can expect everyone's religion to be slightly, maybe infinitesimally different. Infinitesimally? And yet the challenge is to cohabitate. We share this atmosphere. We share the times and days. And if we don't learn to speak with each other out here in the Stoa, we will only learn to demonize each other in our churches and temples. We're calling each other as different as can be. And yet you and I are no different from the hundreds of thousands of years of apes who were bound to this planet as we are on this solstice day. We are connected by the very idea that we live on a clock. We all must deal with that same problem. That every year it gets so dark and so cold, but that even in these darkest days, there is the promise that the momentum of our planet will carry us around again to the other side, where it will be summer again, and we can see the future and learn from the past. And our religion must update with new information. For the truest testament of all is this, here, this reality that we share and can see. And this moment is the newest testament. And it is written by you and I. It is written here in our city. And I invite you this year to join us as we exercise the First Amendment, the one that will protect us from the Second. We will not need to employ violence against each other when we can employ conversation. Violence is the tool of a loser, and we shall, out here in the streets together, construct a conversation whereby we may win the future. Please do join me in the cult of the flying spaghetti monster as we change this world, beginning with our fair city. Well, Pastafarians, I have done my job as a preacher. Yelled at these motherfuckers. Told them what's up. But again on this highest of holidays, when I'm getting as high as I possibly can, a fucking whole gram of wax for 24 hours. Our beliefs are ignored and mocked and lampooned. So of course, can't get our feelings hurt. I suppose someone heard us. Otherwise, why would Flying Spaghetti Monster have sent us out today? Unless one of these people was receptive to our message. Anyway, good night, Pastafarians. Thanks for coming down here today to my very sacred temple, the place where the work is done, the holiest of holies, as it were, the forum of my city, where we can speak freely about those things which are most dear to our hearts, and in fact, that is what we are challenged to do. Please do join me next time. See you never, Pastafarians.